Osprey benefits more by going to AEW. Okada benefits less.
Okada's, yeah, don't even get me started. It's not.
I'm not happy about that. My lemon is that Okada is not going to WWE because that would have
It's a
been
mistake.
awesome.
He's taking the money. He's
Oh
taking
my
the
god!
money and
Could you
probably a little
imagine?
bit more leniency in scheduling. That might be what
It's
it is.
leniency in scheduling. It's
Hmm.
1,000% leniency in scheduling. And where is
But
it? I saw a comment here.
okay, go ahead. Is it about Okada or?
No, it was about Lexus
Okay.
King.
Okay. Well, what I was just going to say is, something that I think that these people don't consider too, especially ones who come from like Europe or New Japan, the way that wrestling companies work, like AEW and WWE in America, is way different than they do overseas. And so just like coming in and assuming like this is the best place for you to be, it's like things are so different that it's, you have to really go in and like have serious conversations and like watch the
Mhm.
product and kind of get a feel for it before
Yeah.
deciding like, oh, AEW is the place to be because look, this is where all the New Japan people go and whatever. And it's like, is it though? Like they don't run things the same way. So I mean, there's a reason why like Mercedes Moné was getting dragged a little bit when she first started competing over there, because people were like, she doesn't understand how things work in Japan. Like you don't call people bitches and like, you don't do these things. And so it's like, I think that's a factor that's kind of like often ignored, but I
I
don't know.
like this comment here. I was gonna go to Lex King, but we get the Okada comment, so I'm gonna keep it coming. It is
Okay.
an interesting situation, Darian. It's a lose-lose because if he isn't immediately thrust into the championship picture, people are gonna be pissed off. I agree, and it's not only the championship picture; it's more about who he's facing off with. Like you can't have Okada going up against Chuck Taylor or Trent Beretta on Collision. Like that's just ridiculous. Like, come on. Even Okada having a Monday Night Raw or even a SmackDown match is a better feel and a more of a money grabber than him on Collision at all. It just he's too big of a star for Collision. Look what it's done to Bryan Danielson and Edge, Adam Copeland, Ricky Starks. Like Ricky Starks is just kind of floating in the purgatory right now because
I
it's stuck. You're stuck.
Well, and I think when it comes to people like Okada, Mercedes Moné, Will Ospreay, the only reason why Tony's signing them is to say that he took them away from going to WWE. It's like that's basically what it is. And that's why you see when these guys go over to AEW that they're not booked properly or they fall flat after not, like a couple weeks or whatever. And it's not only a couple weeks, but you know what I'm saying? It's like the Punk
Mm,
thing was like huge for a while and then it was like, eh. And same thing with like Adam Copeland when he first got there, it was like woohoo, and now it's like, So it's
yeah,
like you
blame him
you
up.
don't we don't know yet, but the same thing might be said about Okada at a certain point where you're kind of like, what is happening here? Or Will Ospreay or Mercedes Moné, like you don't know, but based on what we've seen in the past, it seems like, yeah, why would you go there? Like they're gonna have way too many people to deal with. So
Agreed. They do. Okada deserves his last bit of wrestling prime on the biggest stage. He won't feel special in AEW. He's already wrestled guys we want him to face. I would love like a Cody, Shin, Cena. Well, Cena could come back and face
Sami
Okada. I don't
Zayn,
hate that. I don't think Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens,
Finn Balor, AJ
Finn Balor,
Styles.
Styles. Just
I know that's the thing is
Dominic Mysterio. I'm giving him
like
his flowers. I'm
he
giving him his
wants
flowers.
he wants to go to a WrestleMania. There's so many people. This is why people wanted Osprey in WWE too, because like he's been able to wrestle so many people in his career because he's had the luxury of being able to be in New Japan, but then also do basically whatever else he wanted. But
Mhm.
he hasn't been able to link up with anybody in WWE. And it's like, okay, so everybody wanted to see Will Ospreay versus Seth Rollins because it feels like as a wrestling fan, you deserve to see Seth Rollins versus Will Ospreay.
You got
And
it.
now
We got to
we
make it happen.
probably never will because he's signed a multi-year contract with
Never.
AEW and Seth is getting up there. So and his body's falling apart. So it is, I think it's unfortunate that he's this is what I said from the very beginning. This was a mistake. Going to AEW was going to be a mistake for Okada, but maybe he has to learn the hard way. I don't know.